So when you identify texture of the bag, it's smooth in
yeah, smooth or it's cozy, you know.
So that one is away from this one.
Guys, as a field ranger, the other important thing for you should be able to identify the nests of the birds, alright? There is one old nest of the birds, but it's been used from time to time. It depends. If the birds have not been disturbed, they still can use it from time to time. And this is a white-eared barbet nest.
Yes.
Yeah, white-eared barbet nest. And as you were saying, what should you say about the text of the barks? The smooth, blocky, rough.
It's rough.
Very, very rough. But the good thing with St. Lucia, you can also do bird watching in town. You see, we are still in town.
Yes, but
the town management has been so clever enough in such a way that they've been able to allow the trees to grow. In this way, encouraging quite a lot of wildlife to interact with the people. Our birds in these spots, they're quite very familiar with human activities. People are walking by as we're doing it, but they all don't care. So they're carrying on in their daily activities. Coming up to the right, I'll show you now.
It's very old now. I think it's 15 years old.
15 years, my child.
So some of you guys must also be able to pick up the pictures, because this has pictures of the group with this whole intervention, okay? Because we also need those for your evidence. Okay, you've been participating in these programs. It's quite very important. Now look at what is happening here. Look at what is happening. Look at it. This. You see what is happening? This thing is strangling. Okay, it's to strangle. It's strangling. And this is a wild date palm, and this is a strangler fig. Okay. There is a form of parasitism which is happening here. Remember, from all the symbiotic relationship that you did parasitism, you did mutualism, you did commensalism. So the one that occurs here is parasitism. So how does it happen? Maybe from seed propagations, maybe maybe the yellow rump-finger barbet that has got a bit of whiskers. When he's feeding on any sticky seeds from the trees, you know, they got stuck here like the mistletoes, and then at some point he just fly, he perch here and he wraps his bill from here, and some of the seeds got stuck. Sabon. Then eventually this gets germinate because there is a lot of nutrients, there's a lot of nutrients here, and then it's got starts to germinates, grow up, and then eventually he finds himself on the ground. Sabon. And that's how it all happens. Strangler fig will eventually strangle the trees because they want the trees to die, and as soon as they die, they're breaking up to become more, you know, to become more decomposed, so that there should be a lot of nutrients for them. And then eventually they can shoot their roots down as these ones are doing. They get themselves up. It's quite amazing. Yes, it's really quite amazing. So that's how it should manage life. Any questions? So everything is still clear. Great. This grass at the bottom. It's a hippogras. Some people call it a hippogras, a coastal buffalo grass. Well, a bit of a feud, I mean, between the hippos. There's very, very interesting myth or stories that you guys should be able to remember. When we were doing the night drive yesterday, I said to those people, hippos have suffered a lot of evolution. Some people used to believe they used to live out in the sea. I mean, they had flippers instead of these walking limbs. So those flippers eventually got modified into walking limbs. And now, one of my and your Zulu mate will tell you a very interesting story that hippo once on land used to be very hairy. I mean, giant boy. And then now he had a friend with a hair. You saw those two little mammal things with the very big ears, the rabbits. And now, I said the rabbits in many African stories believed to be clever, ain't it?
Yes, they are.
So, the hippo knew that his friend rabbit is very clever and he will quickly work out a plan for him as to how to get rid of all the fur out of his skin, because the fur was giving him a lot of fur, a lot of heat, I mean. So he went to him the other day and the rabbit said, look my friend, this is very, very easy. I'll just let you lie on the dry grass and then all I will be doing, I'll be cutting all the fur out of your skin. But stupid hippo didn't know that the rabbit was going to first the matches to lit the grass underneath just to make the job easier for him. And while he was sleeping, he just lit the grass underneath and everything was burning, and eventually he only could wake up when the last portion of his tuft from the tail was burning, and he was like very, very angry. Alright, he suddenly woke up, he screamed, he ran down to the river, you know, very frightened and scared. When he came into the river, fish and other water organisms were so scared because they've never seen such a huge creature like hippo coming down to the river before. Alright, sorry about this. And now all what they said to him, they said, no, you're so big and we never said you're going to take some of us someday. But he said, look guys, just listen carefully. On land, I'll never make my way back on land again. And I'll tell you why, the rabbit has been trying to kill me. And he told them all the riddles of his misfortunes. But now he said, we still cannot believe you. How are you going to ensure with us that you're not going to take any one of us? I said to them, look guys, I'll make sure that I move over land only at night, because by that time the rabbit will be asleep. Alright, so move over land at night, graze on grass and run back to the water quickly just before he wakes up. You see that? Okay. So that's how it happens. Can you please answer this question to me? I don't know if you Alright. And now the rabbit, you know, he knew what he actually did to the hippo, and he was like, ish, but now friendship has gone, but anyway I don't care about this stupid hippo. But the hippo, you know, he had to prove his lies to fish, and then fish said, but how are we going to know that you haven't taken any one of us? Because, you know, we're so meaty, we're so nice. And the hippo said, no, I'll make sure that I get my mouth wide to try and show you guys that I still haven't taken anyone into my mouth. So this was like a wonderful thing for fish. But fish said, okay, it's fine, but you still want God to be there as a creator to prove your lies. So hippo has to repeat himself to God. He said, look, I've been chased on land by the rabbit. I can't make my way there. He wanted to kill me, so I'm never said if I make my way back again, he can try and kill me. So all I will do, I'll just only stay in the water during the day because it's so cool, yeah, so but during the night, when the hours they're so cool, I'll have to graze on the grass. But in the very strong sunny heat of the day, I'll definitely be in the water for cooling. That's how it happened. So God said to hippo, okay, it's fine, you are allowed freedom to stay in the water during the day, and at night please make sure that you move land and you graze on grass, because I don't want you to take any one of my fish. It was sounding like a plan, I suppose. And remember, on land, the buffalo and the hippo, they used to stay together, and they were sharing this type of grass, the coastal buffalo grass, all the hippo grass. And now the buffalo was having the problem with the hippo because now he couldn't understand his movement, you know, his movement between land and water. And he wanted to know something about it. He said, but now it looks like you're having almost two shares, the grass and the fish. You seem to spend most of your time on land and most of your time on land. How does this work? Could you please just explain yourself to me? The hippo has to explain himself the same story. He said, you know why I'm out on land during the day? It's just because, during the night, just because I have to graze on grass, on the same source of resource that you and I shared while I was on land. But he said, but now you're in the water. He said, in the water I've got to be there for cooling because you see my skin is so soft. Everyone is say hippo.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's blistering. There's a lot of blisters. But the buffalo said, how can I know that you're not going to take, you know, the grass? How do I know that you don't take fish at the same time? He said, look, everywhere I drop my dung, everywhere I biscuit, I'll make sure that I shake to prove that there are no fish ponds. So, if you guys see any scattered dung of the hippo, you should know by now that the hippo is trying to show the buffalo that there's still no fish bones in the dam. That's how it works. That is why they're trying to petition the resources. Remember we talked about the resource petitioning and things like that. Division of the resources. How do you divide your resources among yourself? That's how it works. Alright. So those are the mythical stories. How the hippo got himself from land to the water. He was being chased by the rabbit who once seek to kill him. So that's how it works. Alright. Then for now the next one, I think the other thing that